Louis Pasteur said, "The more I study nature, the more I stand amazed at the work of the Creator. Science brings people closer to God. Every law, motion and energy in physics has its uniqueness in making us understand the bigger picture of our God's almighty power and authority. Physics that worked well in the life of our beloved principal, Mrs. BEENA DEVAPRASAD, is one amazing energy. We would like to call it the kinetic energy. This energy was centered around God, and she reached the summit without doubt." Mrs. BEENA DEVAPRASAD is second among the 5 siblings. Her parents hail from reputed family in the district of Kanyakumari. Mr. Robert Wesley Charles was an affluent professor of English in New College, and her mother, Mrs. Beatrice Charles, was the professor of botany and served as the principal in Queen Mary's College. The mother's prayers and strong spiritual values was deeply rooted in the lives of the children, of which Mrs. BEENA DEVAPRASAD testifies even today. Mrs. BEENA did her schooling in our sister concern CSI Bain School. She continued her undergraduation in Women's Christian College. Her love for physics continued to be nurtured as she procured her master's degree from Queen Mary's College. Her effective teaching skills in physics was groomed through her enriching and outstanding performance at bachelor's degree in education from the renowned Christopher's Training College. Young BEENA started her teaching career in Ebenezer School and later in Valliyammal. It was then the young physicist became Mrs. BEENA DEVAPRASAD. Blessed with a beautiful family, she continued to dedicate her life for teaching and molding young lives. It was not an easy task managing family and teaching. Mr. DEVAPRASAD once shared that she was taking care of their crying infant and also corrected the examination answer scripts through the night. It showed her utmost sense of dedication and commitment to the profession she was chosen for. Her journey as a competent teacher started in the year 1993 at CSI Jessie Moses Higher Secondary School. Handling the higher secondary classes was not an easy task. She had to impart strong spiritual and moral values and educate the young girls to excel in all fields. She played the role of a mother to many, and even the students sometimes addressed her as a mother lovingly. Physics was taught with zest and enthusiasm. Even today, students from Jessie speak with high regards and appreciation of her teaching, which is par excellence. Guided by effective and inspiring methodology of teaching, her students have procured centum and are well placed within the country and around the globe. 26 years in Jessie as a teacher and later as vice principal has been an astounding journey. The school watched her in awe for her versatile talent and in playing a multifaceted role. She was the brain behind planning and executing many of the school programs. She tapped the talents of students and brought them to the fore. She genuinely loved them and nurtured them. She rose to greater heights and was acknowledged for her significant role as vice principal by Mrs. Geeta Solomon, the then principal of Jessie Moses School. Their team spirit made them good leaders. The beginning of a beautiful career high promotion and greatest blessing of her life was to follow. Mrs. BEENA DEVAPRASAD testifies that it is only because of the Lord Jesus Christ who worked in and through her life, and that His goodness had never failed her. Humble and pious, cheerful and pleasant always, with shouts of praise and thanksgiving in her lips, Mrs. BEENA DEVAPRASAD entered the portals of Ewart as principal of the century-old institution with legacy and undefiled heritage. All of us can testify that she was truly handpicked by God. Mrs. Beena is not only a proud parent of Ewart, she became the principal too. A transparent and a good Christian leader, she influenced, encouraged, and was a great motivator to many. She lived by the word of God. She was benevolent in nature. She always stood by people who needed help. Students loved her to the core. She prioritized the needs of her students. The school saw its success in many fields, especially in academics. She was acknowledged and recognized even at the diocese for her significant contribution. 100% result, highest total in the diocesan school, are truly applauded. The students enrolling in the new academic year were notable. She was very efficient in conducting programs both in school and at the diocesan levels. School Prize Day, annual sports meet, Kiddies sports meet had grandeur and won accolades of many. Every program was themed biblically. The essence of Christianity was well portrayed. Many of it won standing ovations even from the bishops. It is to be noted that all this was achieved after the institution was steered through the hard times of COVID-19. To pick up from the low ebb and set the institution on the high scale requires dynamic and prayerful leadership. The students and teachers continued online seamlessly, and that is how the standard of the school was maintained. Under the able leadership of Mrs. BEENA DEVAPRASAD, teachers and students lacked nothing. All the staff could testify how their needs were met. She also has taken great efforts to preserve the heritage building of Ewart and extended a classroom. The project of building a new block has also been undertaken. We cannot but proudly mention that our beloved principal was honored with the Dr. Radhakrishnan State Award in September 2023. She is loved and admired both by the students and staff. Named as the Crown Institution of the Diocese of Madras, it has been blessed with leaders such as Mrs. BEENA DEVAPRASAD. She was the 8th principal of the school. It has lived up to the zeal of the missionaries in her tenure. Her contribution to the Board of Mission is indeed noteworthy. Missionaries have personally thanked her for her kind gesture. Her efforts were extraordinary and carried out with much dedication. Even as we witness her favor today, we proudly say she was indeed a child of God. Physics combined with God's mighty hand had worked well in her life. Mrs. BEENA became a wonderful mother-in-law and a doting grandmother too. She is blessed with a grandson who will receive all her attention henceforth. Her indomitable leadership shares its glory to the constant support and love of her better half. The man on the screen, Mr. Robin Devaprasad, is the man behind the scene for the success of Mrs. BEENA DEVAPRASAD. We wish a happy, retired life and wish God's blessings in all that her hands set to do. According to Psalm 65:11, may all the years of her life be crowned with God's goodness and her paths overflow with abundance. For so shall the faithful and the loyal servants of God will be highly honored according to the Bible.
Hi Beena Miss, this is Sadhana. I'm pretty sure you remember me. I just want to say that I feel really blessed to have studied under you, not just because you're a great teacher, but because of one specific incident, and I just want to talk about that. One day I hope I will give you all the details and tell you, the entire story, but for the lack of time I'm keeping it very short. You touched my life, Miss, in a way that no other teacher has. There was this time between our 11th and 12th special classes, and I was going through a bit of a rough time, a very teenage, you think it's the end of the world kind of rough time. But yeah, I was struggling nonetheless. And you came into class, you opened the textbook, and then you immediately proceeded to shut the textbook. And you said, okay, I'm not going to take class today. I'm going to talk to you about life. And that day, miss, you dropped some serious truth bombs that I remember till today. Every word, every single word. And it made me rethink everything I thought I knew, rechannel everything that I was going to do. And yeah, one day I will tell you the entire story. But God used you that day to speak to me, to speak into my heart. And I believe that it's not just me you have touched so many lives. And even though you are retiring now, I know for a fact you're going to touch so many more lives. So keep going. I love you. So many of us love you. I mean, we all wish we could make videos for you. But thank you for being a great teacher and something bigger than that. You were like a mother to all of us, a mentor to all of us. Yet you were so cool. And we all looked up to you so much, and we still do. Thank you, Beena Miss. We love you.
Hi, this is Hannah Charles. I studied under Mrs. BEENA DEVAPRASAD from 2006 to 2008. She was my senior secondary class teacher. She took physics for us. She's such a lovely soul who's been admired by everyone. She's so fun-filled. And she's the beauty queen of our school. She has a very big fan base in our school, and I'm sure she has a very big fan base wherever she goes. When it comes to academic, she's very strict, and she makes sure that physics has been made clear to everyone. She's a person where we can go reach her, and she advises us, and she gives us a very good solution. She shares many things with us. She shares her experience with us, and we commonly share a few features. So many call us daughter and mom, and I'm so blessed to be called like that. She's so close to me. She's so close to my heart, and she advises us how to carry ourselves, how a woman should be, presentable, and that made a very big difference in all of us. So she's a very big role model to us. Recently I saw her as a principal in Ewart school, and I was so happy to see her in that high position for all the hard work she did. And I wish her good health and many more years of happiness and success. I love you so much, ma'am. Do keep smiling. Our trademark is our smile, so keep smiling and keep rocking.
Hello ma'am, hope you're doing well. There is no way I can capture my thoughts about you in a 1-minute video. But I just want to say that you are truly one of a kind, and I'm so grateful to have gotten the opportunity to be an SPL under your leadership. My 3 favorite things about you are, first, your big bright smile, which I miss seeing every day morning in the assemblies, and your ability to calmly and keenly listen to one's thoughts, even if it's just us students. And last but not the least, your passion and love for Christ, which has personally influenced me to always put God first in every little thing that I do. And thank you, ma'am, for being such an inspiration to us Ewartians. I wish you a good health and all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, greetings to everyone. My name is Ms. Karishma Angela Vincent, and I am currently an assistant professor at a very prestigious women's college in the city, and I belong to the batch of 2016 from CSI Jessie Matriculation Higher Secondary School. JMM has been my school since my kindergarten, and I am so happy and I am so privileged to have completed my school education from Jessie Moses. I am recording this video with utmost admiration for Mrs. BEENA DEVAPRASAD, Beena Miss, I heard that you are heading towards retirement, and I still can't believe that the day has arrived. And I can just recall on the amazing days of teaching and guidance that you have shared with us. I was part of Beena Miss's class for my 11th and 12th standard. I was a pure science student, so Miss was my physics teacher, and I very fondly recall that apart from our relationship in school, Beena Miss is a very, very dear family friend. She knows me from my birth, and we really, really admire her and love her a lot as a family. I will always be indebted to Beena Miss for her profound influence over my career, over my upbringing, and over my overall personality development. I still remember the way you walk into the class, Miss. I know we have admired your saris, your footwear, your ways of dressing, and most importantly, your language has really had a very, very great impact over my own vocabulary as well. I still remember the way you speak. I remember your voice and the persona that you brought into the class, and I'm very, very humbled that I myself I'm a teacher at this moment, and I'm so glad that I'm recording this video on Teachers Day. So not a better occasion that I could find to express my gratitude and my love for Beena Miss. Miss, as you approach retirement, I think this is just a very administrative term which we need to cross as professionals, but your service to education, your service to educational leadership, and the way you've loved your subject, your students, and the very deep and profound influence that you have had on not only my batch but then for numerous batches that would have come into your guidance before us and even after my batch. I cannot begin to thank you enough for all the love and support that you have extended, and I wish you a very, very peaceful, healthy, and a very successful retirement ahead, because I know that I think the term retirement by itself is not meant for you. I think your influence and your contribution is going to increase manifold is what I feel. And my warm love and regards to everybody at home, and to you especially. Thank you so much for whatever you have done for me, for my family, and for throughout my schooling. Thank you so much.
Hello everybody. I'm so happy to speak few words about Beena. Beena and myself, we worked together in Jessie School. We were in the same physics department. I think we've known each other for almost past 15 years, and until 2004, where I moved to New Zealand with my family. I'm Hannah Cobb here from New Zealand, and I'm so really happy to say a few words about Beena, because she's been such a great blessing unto everybody around her. One thing I can really say about Beena is her faith in the Lord and her passion to serve God's children. Almost I think every month on the last Saturday or the first Saturday, I don't remember, they used to have a prayer meeting in their house where Beena will host the servant of God and invite people home, and they have a lovely meal together. And Beena was really such an awesome person, always smiling. I'm sure there are many people who are going to repeat these same words, what I feel about Beena. But still, one main thing I want to tell her is she used to talk about her born-again experience in Christ Jesus, and her faith in the Lord took her to such greater heights. I could say Psalm 20 verse 4, God will fulfill all the desires of my heart. And that has been fulfilled in Beena's life. I'm sure her love for people, her smile always, and she carried herself so beautifully. So I really praise and thank God for the life of Beena, her wonderful husband, who was such a great support to her, her daughter's family, and all her colleagues and everybody. I'm sure everyone will wish the same as I'm wishing for her prosperous future, a bright future, where she will continue to serve the Lord wherever she is. God bless you, Beena.
Greetings and good day to everyone. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak few words about my sister. Hi Beena. I'm very happy and honored to be part of this farewell event. First, let me start with a brief family introduction. We were blessed with wonderful parents. Both my dad and mom were very God-fearing and loving, and taught us to always keep God first in everything what we do. Both our parents were teachers and lived a life with high values and integrity, and that is the base set for each one of us, especially BEENA, as she also chose to go into teaching profession, and also she's been so close to God and lives to fulfill God's purpose in her life. Our house family name is called as B Shangri-La. All our name starts with the alphabet B, and it's probably like butterflies, as my dad used to call my mom, like butterfly, or you can even call bees, because sometimes if you're pushed, we also sting. This is how our names goes, starting from my dad: Bobby, Beatrice, Brinda, BEENA, Bindu, Bimal, and Binu. Yes, you heard it right. BEENA is the second in the siblings order. So I'm the only son who's pampered, and the only brother. So it's a big family, and you know, and the previous generation had a number of siblings. So we always have siblings fight also among the 5 of us, and we you know, turn into groups. And I always be part of BEENA's group. And BEENA actually influenced me a lot when I was young. In fact, she used to tell that, you know, I have to move with only a few people as my friends, and she chooses my friends. But that's how much she was influencing me. Anyway, some of the traits of BEENA, if I have to mention, she's very dedicated in all the things what she does, and she's very hardworking, and she helps others who are in need. And she's very prayerful and God-fearing, and she fights all her battles in her knees. Probably she also balanced her family and work excellently. Really appreciate that. And she focused on all her assignments, you know, very seriously. Last few years after taking this principal post, she got molded into a charismatic leader. I could see a paradigm shift, and she accomplished all her responsibilities very seriously and successfully. And also she kept God in the first place and ensured to please Him, and that really honored her prayer. So some of the other interesting facts which most of you may not know about BEENA, I just wanted to mention them. BEENA is full of fun. She's very humorous. She's so witty, and you won't believe that the entire family, not only our siblings but even the extended larger family, we love to be around BEENA because she makes a lot of fun jokes, and instantaneously it comes in her, you know, that's a probably inherent quality which she probably took it from her dad. My dad also jokes a lot, and he's always fun. So that's something which not sure whether you have seen her cracking jokes. And probably second one is she's very bold and courageous, speaks her mind everywhere. She doesn't see which place it is, even if it's a public place. If someone does wrong, she doesn't see where it is, and she goes and corrects them very boldly. And she's quite vocal too. And during her school days, she loves music. Actually, she carries a transistor with her, and she goes to every place, including bathroom. She listens to that songs, Tamil movie songs, and she used to love that. And I know she also likes to dance too, but I haven't seen her singing and dancing. And she also has a very unique another talent, which it's amazing to see how she tells story. She narrates a story in such a way that you would think that it is real. Especially when we're young and we're growing, she used to tell stories about animals, and it is so interesting that she creates, she gives a lot of creativity in it, and we will actually assume that it is true and it is happening. So that's another special talent, I would say. And probably I think I heard that she does tell a lot of Bible stories in your assembly sessions in your school. Probably that is where she got this DNA when she was young, doing this storytelling. and also she always had a skill to do things very differently. Probably she also chose physics because of this particular talent which she liked so much. We used to have a clock which was imported from Japan, and it was very what to say, sensitive, delicate clock. It chimes every 15 minutes, but you have to be very careful in giving the key. And the only person who can do that correctly is my sister. My dad was so attached to the clock, and once in 2 weeks, one of us should go up and then wind the clock, and everybody fails except Beena. And that's the skill which she had. So in the interest of time, I would like to wrap up, and maybe we should ask Beena to tell a joke, or she should tell a story, or ask her to mention something about a favorite song. So we are all very proud of you, Beena, from our family, just to wind up things here. Very proud to see your professional achievements. Dad and mom would have been very proud, and you honored God, you kept God always first in your life, and God has honored you so much in your life on these achievements. Everyone retires one day, but true leaders leave a legacy behind them for the next generation, students and staff to follow their path. And you have said that before us, and we all should learn from your life, your example of doing things so successfully. Have a wonderful, retired, restful life, and we will continue to do God's work until we meet Him face to face. Hats off to all your accomplishments, and thank you.